opportunity for the atheist and the spiritualist to be able to tell us, to convince the believers, the religious guys, why their ways of life or their moral standard should be the driving force for the society and not the other way around. But we have people who are emotionally blinded, ranting, shouting Aisha, shouting terrorism and all that. This is not what we are talking about today. Won't you guys even have a conversation, a mutual conversations without even attacking some of these things? It doesn't make sense. Seriously. Well, the atheist and the spiritualist in the house. My question or my line of thought is, let's imagine a society where the atheists are the majority. What moral compass, what moral guidance do you think the atheists can bring to bring a uniformity or a moral role for humanity? For example, is it possible, like the last speaker spoke, do you think it is possible that when you have 1,000 people, these 1,000 people have that capacity to key into any laws given, and then to achieve a common goal without one person or the other deviating from what has been agreed on, without punishment and reward? Do you think human being, if you're a if you did social studies, or if you study human character, if you study human behavior, you will agree with me that it is practically impossible for you to bring, let's say, 1,000 people and then you achieve a common goal without punishment or reward. It's practically impossible. So for those who say, religious people, the bedrock of morality in religion is born out of the fact that one person you will enjoy an everlasting enjoyment or an everlasting punishment. This gives birth to the moral compact from religious perspective. To me, yes, you may be right. Yes, you may be right, but the same thing is the same thing with you too, because you can't have a society where there is no compensation or punishment that people will achieve a common goal. It's practically impossible. Show me any society where there is no punishment, there is no reward, and then a common goal has been achieved. You understand? It's practically impossible. I haven't seen that society. I haven't studied that form of social. I've never studied such a topic in social studies where there is no reward, there is no punishment. The human beings are coordinated enough to achieve a common goal. I haven't seen that. For every step, for every action the human take, it is aimed at achieving a certain goal. It's aimed at achieving certain goals. So the atheists in the house, let's have a conversation. Let's ask this question. If you are the majority in the society, do you think, because one, you said you have your freedom, you are not compelled to do anything. Now, let's pick that. Do you think there is a totality of freedom in your own society when we have a society that belongs to the atheist? Do you think we can have a society devoid of compelling people to obey rules and regulations? Can we have that kind of society? Two, can we have a society under the atheist where people's opinion, suggestion, development can strive without going against the set rules? For example, can I, if I join atheism, can I choose to work with my head? Or can I compel people if, for example, a God killer has 4 cars in his house and there is a totality of freedom in an atheism society? Can I choose to walk into a God killer's compound and pick his car and then I said it belongs to me? Why? Because there is a totality of freedom. Can I choose to do things that I want to do in your own society without being compelled to obey the rules and regulations? Now, My fourth question will be that if we look at a society where atheism strives, host, I don't think I'm timed. I don't know. Am I timed? Okay, fine. So then can we, in a society that atheism strives, which is the bedrock of the society, can we have a society where a common laws goes for everyone, or will you give room for people to personally have their own rules and regulation? They do what they want to do. They can come up with their own laws that can govern them. They can choose to keep certain things, even if the general law prohibits them. Can they do all these things? Now, are your laws societal based or are they generally based? So these are some of the questions we need to ask. And for the spiritualities, yes, they believe in God, but they want us to worship our ancestors. Not all of them. There are different kind of spirituality. There are some that do celestial beliefs. They believe, celestial bodies. There are some that don't believe there is God and all that. But what I'm trying to drive out is for the spiritualists. They want us to go back to our ancestral way of worship. That is the ones I know. I'm not saying that is for every spirituality you meet in the society. No, that's what I'm saying. But the ones I know, they want us to come back to our ancestral way of worship. But the point is, and the question will now be that, have we really developed our our ancestral ways of worship? I was asking a question the other time that we keep advancing, but our African language is yet to advance. We keep advancing. For example, if I ask God Killer, he's a Nigerian, if I ask him, what is phone called in your language? What is phone called in your language? What is rocket called in your language, in your local language? What is data called in your local language? What is robot called in your local language? So we are yet to even develop our language to meet the standard, the current new terminologies. We are not doing that. So even if you bring me to come and do the spiritual way of worship like Perez who does Ifa. So there are certain things that we are yet to even advance. So let's even advance that yet first. Let's make sure our language accommodates the new development. If we talk about genetics, does your language covers or have a word for genetics? You understand? So these are some of the limitations that can prevent us from, advancing more into spirituality or our ancestral way of worship. And there are certain practices that we are yet to modernize. So when we modernize some of these things, then we can make it look more attractive for people to do. For example, where I came from, Kogi State, I've said it severally. When our king, we lose our king, we bury our king with human heads and all that. So have we tried to advance this and make it more palatable, which the religious guys have done? Christianity have made it more advanced, look more palatable. You see people wearing suits. Have we advanced to that point where our native doctors can begin to use laptops? They are well informed with AI and all that. So this is the trend. Let's make it more attractive and not the bush type, taking goat to bush and all those things. So it doesn't really look attractive for upcoming generations. So to me personally, for the spiritual guys, I really would not want to go into what or their ways of worship or their ways of communication and all that, because one, there is a limitation of language. Two, the whole practice does not look attractive. So they need to upgrade and advance in some of this. And thank you so much, host, for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Dauda, for the reinforcement. I want to welcome our dear sister, Love Taurus, to the house. Love, it's been a while. How are you doing today?
Hi, hi, host. Yes, thank you. I'm good. And yourself?
I'm doing well. It's good to have you upstairs.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Dauda, your engagement will continue immediately. After yours, we will now start with the one of striving Muslim who has returned from his prayer armed with spiritual powers. to deal with the atheists, the 4 atheists that are coming his way. The first person that is going to engage with Dauda is Abati and Smiles. After Abati and Smiles, God Killer will follow, and then finally it will be the pro. For someone that was asking why Dauda opened the camera, let me repeat it again. We have been announcing that when you're doing your reinforcement opening statement or engagement session, you'll be required to open your camera. But for now, we are just saying it is an invitation. But I know that in the coming days and weeks, we are going to enforce it. Clifford, thank you for the heart me. So you better start it today and master it, and know that it is required, because we are recording these contents. We are recording them on 8 different platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on TikTok as well. So we are screen recording, and at the same time, we are uploading these things. So try and get comfortable in it. Own up to your words, simple words. Some to your welcome. You're the one, damnless, you're welcome. You're the one saying it. So you should be bold enough to admit to your words. So what it means is that a natural selection process will now be those that will not be able to open up their camera when the policy comes into full effect, will not be on the panel to speak. Only those that are ready to open up their camera will be the ones that will speak. So we are taking it step by step, but we are not yet. We have not yet made it a policy. For now, it is by way of invitation. So be testing your microphone, be testing your camera. Let's see you.